Alright, y'all. Here we are in another live stream. Let's see if this is working here. Yep, looks like it's working. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another cryptocurrency live stream where we will be going over these cryptocurrency markets and I will be answering any questions that you guys may have. Just going to give it a little time for people to get in here. Let's take a look at these charts here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, our good friend Bitcoin up in here. Has some interesting levels marked out in the chart. Going to go over them a little bit. Going to tell you guys what I think is developing right now. Definitely some very interesting things happening. Some very interesting things indeed. Let me get a naked chart in here. Let me take off Market Cipher B. Let's just strip the chart down, do some TA. What's going on, Amar? What's going on, Cryptomancer? Surjit? What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing? Does anybody have any questions? Just some questions I can answer while we're waiting for some people to get in here. Just type them in the chat. Alright, while I'm waiting for those questions, I'm going to come back to the chart. I want to mark off some key levels here. I've actually already got it marked off over here. But basically, here's what we're looking at. These are some key daily levels. Even though this is the 4-hour chart, in this section right here, we have some very key daily levels. This green trend line right here at about $48,447 is a very key daily level. As we can see, this was resistance here. It was resistance all throughout here. It got flipped into support right here. Then it was resistance again. Then it was support again. And then when we had this huge wick down at the beginning of this crash, let me zoom into this big old wick right here. We can see that it wicked down directly to this key daily level. In fact, it really hit that level. Look at that. And now we can see that we are kind of trading within this range right here between the 44,846 level and the 48,418 level. These are two key levels. What we're looking for right now, guys, is we are looking for either a break of this key resistance or a break of this key support. We just rejected off the 21 EMA as well as this resistance, so I think we're probably going to see a move back down to retest this support right here at $44,881. And if we break through this support, guys, I really do think we're going to see around the 42K Bitcoin. And the reason I say that, I know a lot of people are saying that, but it's just basic technical analysis. If we break under this support line right here, and this is a well-respected support line, it goes all the way back to the beginning of February, where it was a strong support, and then before that it was a very strong resistance. The Elon Musk tweet extravaganza pushed us right up to this resistance, and then we rejected off of it, and then we finally came through again. So there's nowhere else for the price to stop. If we break below the 44,886 level, we don't have any other sticking point for the price before we come back to that 42,000 level, which, by the way, was the previous all-time high right here before we had this area of consolidation. So it would make a lot of sense, guys, because here, let me clean this chart off a little. Let me clean this chart off a little bit and explain what I'm talking about here. It would make a lot of sense if this was one big old triangle, right? If we're just going to do a typical pattern breakout, right? If that was a bull flag and this was the pole of the flag, it would make sense after the breakout of the triangle that we would come back and test the all-time high of this previous flag before we start an area of consolidation and go back up to about $80,000. In my mind, this is the most likely scenario that is going to play out. So that's why I'm expecting a move down to 42K. The fact that we have rejected again the 21 EMA and we're heading back down to this support, this is going to be the third time we hit down to this support level right here. So 3 times the charm. Let's see what happens. If we can get a bounce off this support level, if we get a bounce off this level right here, guys, you know, that would be good. That would be good, at least for a bullish scenario. Let's see if you guys had any questions. Wow, okay. We have some questions. Up in her. Primal, hey bro, loving your content. Thank you, Primal. I love your comment. Peter D, when moon? I tell you when moon, Peter. When moon very soon. We moon soon. We go moon soon. I tell you. Stan Way, teach us. Hey, look, I'm not here to teach. I'm just here to share. I'm here to share my experience. Do I trade any other assets with Market Cipher, Amar? Yes, I do, Amar. I trade many other assets with Market Cipher, but they're all crypto assets. Right now, I am strictly trading crypto. I started out with stocks, I moved to Forex, and then quickly realized the potential in crypto is just so phenomenal. Why would you waste your time trading Forex? And stocks I like, but I'd rather just spend my time focusing on crypto. The gains are consistent and juicy. Trying to get good at figuring out support and resistance and RSI on B. I'm assuming, Cryptomancer, you're talking about Market Cipher B. That's good. Yes, support and resistance levels and Market Cipher B are probably 2 of the most reliable things you can look at when you're trading Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will respect these price levels. Big time will respect it. And we can just tell by marking these levels out on a chart. These are key levels that price has a sticking point to, and it's amazing how when we had this dump right here, we respected this level to the almost to the exact dollar. That is pretty amazing, guys. That is pretty amazing. And another thing we can do at these levels, guys and girls, if I have any females in here, you know, oftentimes, now I don't recommend this at home, kids, but oftentimes if we hit a new all-time high, I will go into Bybit and just place a buy order at these low levels of support, knowing that we might get one of these crazy wicks down. Right? In fact, believe it or not, I actually, while I was asleep, I had a buy order down around this level. I actually, believe it or not, rode this wick up, and then once we rejected off the 21 EMA, I got out right around here. I didn't even mean to get in that trade. I just had a buy order set there, and I woke up and I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I in profit right now? Bitcoin's dumping, but I realized it's because I was just riding this wick up. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, Massini, I had a good day today. Thank you. Arquan, love your videos, Jason. They're extremely helpful getting started with Market Cipher. You know, guys, that's the reason I'm making these videos. The reason is because I was new at trading once, and I know how overwhelming it can be. I know how frustrating it can be. And if I had myself, my future self, to tell my past self just some basic things to kind of sort through all the crap and just focus on the things that were really actually going to help me trade. I want to help people who are coming into this new, especially with all the hype around leverage trading, guys. Leverage trading will get you wrecked if you are new to trading, because the allure right, of all those gains. It's just so juicy. It smells so juicy. It's like that juicy juice that smells juicy. Yeah, Primal, it does look like there could be a nice setup forming in the next few hours with my 4-hour, 24-minute strategy. But let me just point some things out to you guys, okay? Let me see. This is a naked chart. Let me look at the clothed chart right here, okay? Instead of the naked chart. Let's turn off our indicators here. And let's pull up our 24-minute chart as well. I want to point out some things, guys. My strategy, right? My 4-hour, 24-minute strategy that I talk about on the YouTubes. You guys ever heard of the YouTubes? I have 5 indicators that I look for before I enter a trade. I want to make this very clear. I am looking for an anchor wave. I am looking for a trigger wave. I am also looking for, before I look at even entering a trade, I want to see the Wolfpack ID indicator down here cross over the 0 line and turn from purple to blue. Right? That's what I'm looking for. Now, I'm not saying we can't use variations of this strategy in order to enter more trades. All I'm saying is if we follow to a T that we're looking for confirmation of Wolfpack and Market Cipher B on both the 4-hour and the 24-minute, and we're also on the 24-minute not going to enter unless we see the money flow index cross from the red into the blue. Admittedly, guys, this will keep you out of a lot of trades. This will keep you out of a lot of trades if you follow that strategy to a T. Right? Those 5 indications. It will keep you out of some trades. But here's the thing, and I want to stress this, especially if you're new. You don't have to be in every single possible trade. Wouldn't you rather be in a trade that you know is going to be a winning trade than a trade that you don't know for sure? Because right now, look, we had a trigger wave on the 4-hour, and we had some trigger waves on the 24-minute. We could have entered here, right? If we could have entered right here on this candlestick, we would have been in some drawdown, 2%, but we could have made a nice little 3% gain there, right? We could have done that, but here's the thing. We came right back down. And if you're looking to enter a long-term trade where you can set it and forget it, and check back in a few hours, check back in a day or whatever, then I would not enter a trade unless all the confirmations are there. Now, obviously, everybody has their own risk tolerance, their own strategy. You totally could have just gone with the 2 indications, the trigger wave on the 4-hour, the trigger wave on the 24-minute, and entered a nice, solid trade. That would have been a great trade. You could have made a lot of money on that trade. But I just want people to know, unless you're following my strategy exactly the way I outlined it, there is still a risk you're going to lose a trade. I back-tested this strategy, the 4-hour, 24-minute strategy, all the way back to 2019, and I have been using it successfully, for the past 3 weeks or so, and without losing any trades. And the thing is, I think there might have been 2 losing trades out of all the trades going back to 2019 if you follow it to a T. If you just rely on 2 confirmations, right, you're going to find more losing trades. Now, that's okay, but I'm just letting people know. Freddie Johns, what % leverage are you trading with on Bybit? Guys, to be totally honest with you, I use very low leverage on Bybit unless I am scalping, which I will use up to 5x. If I am swing trading, I will oftentimes use 1x, and I will put a large amount of money onto the trade. Perhaps 10,000 contracts, 20,000 contracts, which is not a lot when you're comparing it to CryptoFace and these other guys. But for me, that's a lot. $20,000 is a lot for me for one trade. And the great thing about not using leverage is you don't have to worry about getting liquidated. You can stay in those trades for a long time without having to worry about the fees, right, that you have to pay for leverage. And honestly, guys, if you're new to trading, I would stay away from leverage while you're getting the hang of things. Leverage is a tool. It's a tool that is meant to be used for experienced traders who are not gambling. And there's a risk if you're new to want to gamble. But just take it slow. Hone your skill. I used at the most, I use 5x leverage at the most when I'm scalping on my smaller account. But even then, I usually don't. Adam Duran, what do I think about using VWAP crossing the zero line as a buy and sell indicator on Market Cipher B? Adam Duran, I think that's a horrible idea. I think that is an absolutely horrible idea, and I will tell you why. Let's just real quick look at a chart. Okay, let's look at a chart. Actually, let me go to the naked chart. Okay, I don't want any close on this chart, but I am going to pull up Market Cipher B. And that's a really good question, Adam Duran, because some people are under the misconception because of the shoe money video that we can just long at the VWAP cross up and short at the VWAP cross down. That's not true. Even in the shoe money video, he talks about we need to have other confirmations here. But let's do this little experiment where we come into Market Cipher B and just turn off everything except the VWAP. Right? We turn off everything except the old WAP. Wait, no, I need the zero line. I need my zero line. We got the WAP and the zero up in here, okay? Now, we had a VWAP cross under right here. Right here, we had a VWAP cross under, right? Cross under the zero line. What happened to the price? It went up. That would have been a loss, okay? Right here, we had a VWAP cross under as well. And, we had a small decline in price. But then before the VWAP even crosses back up, look at this. We're already coming back up. The gains that you would make if you just used the VWAP only would be so small and negligible, and you would end up paying a lot in fees, and you'd end up pretty much in a loss, I guarantee you, because I experimented with this. I backtested this exact strategy, and it didn't work. We need to find confluence with multiple indicators here. We just need to do that. We need to do that. And here's another thing. When you're backtesting, guys, it's really important that, like, here's another example where the VWAP crosses under and the price goes up. When we're backtesting, it's really easy for our eyes to automatically look at the moves that would have been huge wins. And it's just the way it is when you're looking at a chart. Your eyes aren't drawn to those areas where there's like a whole bunch of sideways movement, like right in here, where the VWAP is crossing up and down, and like we're kind of just trading sideways. You're going to get sliced up in there. This will destroy all the gains you made on these nice moves where the VWAP crosses under and you get this nice move down. You will then get sliced up in here. So, although the VWAP is a great indicator to use, it needs to be used in what's the word? In conjunction, in combination with other things. And I also here, let me close this Market Cipher B and pull it back up again. I do want to say also, guys, that the VWAP crosses are in conjunction. They're happening at the same time as these wave crosses right here. They're happening at the same time as these wave crosses. So when you get a wave cross right here, the VWAP is also crossing, right? So, we need to look at it as a whole. I hope that makes sense. Clinton, it's okay that you're late, man. You're an OG up in these live streams. Patrick Quick, can you break down trading your Bitcoin and taking profits as USDT or taking them Bitcoin? That's a good question, Patrick Quick. He's asking, I'm assuming you're asking, is it better to take profits in USDT or in Bitcoin? Yo, Alex, what's going on, man? You know, Patrick, it's really up to you. If we're trading on Bybit, we have the opportunity to do the inverse perpetual contract where we can buy and sell and earn our profits in Bitcoin regardless of whether we are buying or selling, which is really nice. Personally, I always like to take my profits in Bitcoin because I am in Bitcoin for the long term. I'm in this for the long game, guys. I've been a hodler, since 2016, right? I was hodling through the crash of 2018. I was hodling through the crypto, the Corona crash. I'm accumulating more all through this time. I'm trading Bitcoin to get more Bitcoin. This is my retirement, right? This is I have a lot of eggs in the Bitcoin basket. I never recommend you put all your eggs in one basket. I always say, even here, when I go out in the morning and I collect the eggs from the chickens, I never put all their eggs in one basket. I have two, sometimes more. All right, let's see here. Eric B says Bitcoin in a bullish market, USDT reward in bearish market. Yeah, Eric B, that's also a great way to look at it, Adam Duran, like what Eric B says. A lot of people will take profit in Bitcoin during a bull trend, and then if they're shorting Bitcoin, they'll take profit in USDT because they don't want to take profit in an asset that's losing value compared to USDT. For me, I don't care if Bitcoin is going up or down. I want more Bitcoin. Alex said, I heard we can accumulate Bitcoin on trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I don't really understand how. Is that a thing? Yes. The way you would do that, Alex, is you would trade the pair BTC. I'm sorry, you would trade the pair ETH BTC, and you would have to do this on Binance, or you could do it on Coinbase, or any of these other supported exchanges here. I would use Binance, and basically what you would do is you can trade this with leverage and margin on Binance, and you can short and long Ethereum against Bitcoin and get paid in Bitcoin. So that's how you do that, Alex. You do that on Binance or any other exchange that allows you to trade on margin. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Michael, that was so kind of you. Can you use Market Cipher on altcoins or only Bitcoin? You can use Market Cipher on anything. You really can. You can use it on Cardano, right? This is a Cardano against Bitcoin. Look at this. Let's check it out right here. We're on the 4-hour chart on Cardano. We had a anchor wave. Boom. We had a trigger wave. Boom. The money flow index has crossed into the red. Then we got this sweet tight trigger wave right here, and the money flow index crossed from the red into the blue. If we had entered a long right here after that happened, yeah, we had a little bit of drawdown. But if we had entered a long here, and I do trade Cardano and Bitcoin pair, and believe it or not, on February 1st, I actually did load up my Cardano bags, and since then I have made a nice, wow, yeah, I've look at this. I have made a pretty nice percentage on that, and in about 26 days I made 157%. And I just came here on Market Cipher, and whenever at the beginning of the month I always load up my altcoin bags, guys, because I always allocate certain funds for my regular business. I own a business, and so every month I allocate a certain amount of money to buy altcoins, load up my bags, and I saw this on Market Cipher. I saw this upward momentum happening. I saw that we clearly came down and we're heading back up. So yeah, Michael, you can use this for altcoins. Some of the smaller cap altcoins, Michael, you don't really even need Market Cipher. Let me show you guys something really cool about trading small cap altcoins. If you have the time to research those small cap altcoins, those no-name coins, right? like VidT and Soul, S-O-U-L. S-O-U-L. This was a good one. This was a really good one. If we take a look at the, let's go to the 3-day chart here. SOUL, guys. This is a coin I was loading up on big time, and the reason was not because I even used Market Cipher. It was just because I drew a nice little triangle like this. And if you're researching these small cap altcoins, right, look for ones that had huge pumps in the past, and then you know, buy them when they're at their bottom. Just wait for them to break out like this. Urban Brothers Unite. Can you teach us how to trade on Bybit? I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't understand margin, etc. Yes, I can. I can't do that in this live stream now, but there are some great tutorials out there. Urban Brothers Unite. Like go onto the YouTubes and search for the Moon Bybit tutorial. This is a really great tutorial. It's very thorough. It's 40 minutes long. It's very thorough, and there's a lot of good content out there. A lot of good content that's already out there. Let me see. Do I use the Agora Algo and Market Cipher at the same time? Tony wants to know. Yeah, I do. I do. You can do that just by coming in here, turning on the Agora Algo, and you know, here it is. And I have Market Cipher at the same time. I mostly use them together when I'm scalping, right? I usually don't use the Agora Algo on larger time frames. I find it to work well. I've been using the Agora Algo on a 5-minute time frame. Let me turn off this. Let me change some settings in the Agora Algo right here. I'm going to turn off the dynamic reactor. I'm going to put on the support and resistance lines. And so usually what I do, if we zoom out here and get some more support and resistance lines on the 5-minute chart here, is I will oh, and also Agora Algo, if you're using this on the 5-minute chart, you need to put it on trend mode, and you need to change the sensitivity to about 13. That's what I found to be the best. And I will use this. I'll just draw some support and resistance lines, and usually I'll also turn on like a 21 EMA moving average, and I will just look at Market Cipher, like right here. This right here, where we had Market Cipher giving us an anchor wave, a trigger wave, the money flow crossed from the red into the blue. We had a bounce off a support, and we had a confirmation over the 21 EMA. If I saw all these things confluence together, as well as a buy signal from the Agora Algo, I would enter a trade right there. So yes, I use the Agora Algo in conjunction, in combination with many other things. Let's see here. Ace Official, why don't you show us some proof of your trades like CryptoFace does? I do. If you go back and watch some videos on my channel, I show you my Bybit accounts where I have all my winning trades. They're not huge. I'm not raking in $800,000 like CryptoFace does over here, but I'm making some good trades. How old am I? Whew, man, old. I'm 30. Double Up wants to know, if we are on a 5-minute chart and the green dot comes up, what does that even mean when it happens? Great question, Double Up. Let's address this. When we're looking at Market Cipher, we need to understand that every time frame is showing us the same thing from a different resolution. It's like, the pictures that you see where, they show you the galaxy and they have a little dot that says you are here, right? And you can't even tell what's there. You can't even tell that there's a solar system there. allegedly that's the galaxy, even though we all know it's not a real picture of the galaxy because no one's been outside the galaxy to take a picture of the galaxy. But that's like looking at the weekly chart. Okay? Got the weekly chart. If I'm looking at this weekly chart, I have no idea what's happening on the 5-minute time frame. I have no idea. And as we zoom in now from the weekly chart to the daily chart, I'm starting to see more clearly what's happening. Now, by the time we get down to the 5-minute chart, we have to understand that it is this 5-minute chart, a whole week's worth of 5-minute candles is going to be put into, one candle on the weekly time frame. So this is showing us little fluctuations in momentum within the bigger picture. Fluctuations in momentum that honestly are completely irrelevant when it comes to the bigger picture. They're completely irrelevant. They don't matter at all. The only reason we care about them is if we're scalping, is if we're entering small little trades to make small little profits. These are irrelevant and they don't really affect the big scheme of things. But if we're zoomed into this level, we're going to see a lot of momentum because there's always money moving in and moving out of Bitcoin or any other asset. So, if we see green dots, like right here, if we see this snake eyes on the 5-minute chart, right down here, and then we see a trigger wave, this means that potentially, we might have a good scalp entry. The way we know whether or not these 5-minute green dots should be taken seriously or not is by looking at higher time frames. If we're in, like here, let's split the screen here, and let's come to the 1 hour, for example, the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, we know that we have been in a downtrend for the past 5 hours. When we come to the 5-minute chart, we can also see that the money flow index is in the red, and we've also been in a downtrend for 5 hours, rejecting off this 21 EMA. And actually, we just broke through a pretty strong support there. Because we know we're in a downtrend on the 1 hour, we wouldn't really take a green dot too seriously right here on the 5-minute because we know it's just going to be a flop, right? Every time we get these green dots now on the 5-minute, they're flops, right? We got a snake eyes on the 5-minute right down here, right? Actually, we got 3 bottoms on the 5-minute right here, and then we got a nice trigger wave. Now, if this was happening on a 6-hour chart, yeah, go long. But because this is happening zoomed in on a 5-minute chart during a downtrend on a larger time frame, we know it's just going to go right. Sorry if that was gross in anyone's ears. I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense, y'all. Double up. Hope that makes sense. Henry Song, Jason, thank you for making these informative videos. You've been killing it lately. Had a question. What's your approach on utilizing the Stochastic Rsi and Market Cipher being your TA? Great question, Henry Song. I have to be honest with you, man. The Stochastic Rsi is something that I don't usually look at. However, it is very helpful for a lot of people. Basically, the way you can use this, especially on larger time frames, I find it to be more accurate on larger time frames, is this. If you start to see, and let me turn off my regular RSI just so we can zero in on the Stochastic RSI. If you see this thing come down low, close to the 0 line here, let's say, and it starts to turn blue, that's a good indication that it's time to start looking for a long. And you can kind of see as soon as it does turn blue here on the 1 hour, you could have just entered on this RSI, the Stochastic RSI, and made a small gain just by using this Stochastic RSI right here, right? You could have made like a 5% move. Of course, it doesn't always guarantee that that's going to happen. So you need to use the RSI in conjunction with other indications. So we had on the 1 hour, we had an anchor wave that printed a big dot on Market Cipher B. Then we had a trigger wave. It was a higher wave, right? And when we printed this higher wave, we also saw the stochastic RSI being down close to the zero line, and it had just turned blue. So we could stack all three of those things together and say, okay, I have three things in my favor telling me I should go long right here. That was just an example on how to use the stochastic RSI. I would never actually enter that trade. I look for other things. And different people have different things they look for when they're trading. And, you know, obviously everybody has their own style, and that's for you to decide. And the best way to do that, guys, is to pick some things. Like, look at the chart, try and pick out some things that are happening. Like, just as an example, when the RSI turns blue, time to long. When I get a trigger wave, time to long. And then go back through time and look for every single instance where you got a trigger wave and the RSI turned blue, and take note of what your win or loss would have been. Make sure you look at all the instances, because like I said before, it's easy for our eyes to get drawn to those big wins where RSI turns purple right here and we have this big thing coming down, right? But other times the RSI might turn purple, and if we had shorted, we would end up in a loss. So we have to be careful. Like, the RSI was purple this entire time right here. The RSI was purple here, and price was moving up, right? So when we're trading and we're looking at indicators, the best thing to do is to find indications that you test and have come to understand that whenever A, B, C, and D happens, my chances of winning a trade are very high. That's what we need to be focusing on. It's actually called algorithm trading. And if any of you are familiar with the no-nonsense Forex method of trading Forex, I have a very similar mindset when it comes to trading cryptocurrency, except I implement more technical analysis because I believe that TA is very applicable to crypto. Not so much to Forex, because Forex, you cannot have an oversold or an overbought asset in Forex. The US dollar cannot be oversold. It's just a currency based literally on nothing. So, let's see what else here. Amar says, what time frame works best for profitable scalps using Market Cipher? No, Amar, when I scalp, I use like the 12-minute chart and down, and I go no lower usually than the 5-minute chart. I use the higher time frames to identify my environment. If we're in a if a big time frame says we're in a downtrend, then I will look for shorts primarily, unless we just like bounced off a really nice support line, and then I might look for a long scalp. Cool, double up. I'm glad that makes sense. Patrick Quick says something I don't quite understand. Rocco 23, you think we will fall back to 42K? I do. I was talking about this earlier. The reason I think we're going to go back to 42K is because here, let me get to a 4-hour chart right here and just show you guys why I think it's possible we can go back to the 42K again. I'm sorry if you were already here for this, but I think this is important to show people. The 42K level is right here. This level right around here. This trend line, this green line right here. This is like the 41.5 level. This is a significant level because it is a level of much support and resistance. If we draw a box around this right here, we can see that we have a lot of price interaction here. It was a big deal when we finally broke above this level because it was a previous all-time high. Now, let's look at some other lines that we got going on here, okay? Right now, let me delete this box. Right now, we have been trading within this range here, okay? We've been trading within this range, and right now we're sitting at a very significant support level. Why is this a significant support level? It's significant because it was resistance right here, and then it was support, and then it was support again, and now it's acting as support. So this thing has been support all the way since February 10th. If we break this support, we have no other sticking points where the price has hung around until we get back down to the 42K level. That's the thing about support and resistance, guys. We need to look at support and resistance as sticky points where price has had a lot of interaction with. Like, for example, this line right here at the 47,000 level. Why do I have this marked out as a significant level? Well, it was resistance for like 3 days in a row, and then we were trading right on this line for another 3 or 4 days. Then it was resistance, then it was support, then it was resistance, then it was support. Then we wicked all the way down to touch this support exactly. Then it was support, we broke through, it became resistance, it became support, it bounced off a few times. This is a very significant level, and so is this. And that's why if we bounce off this support, we'll come up to this resistance, and that's why if we break above this resistance, we'll come up to this resistance. And probably if we break above that resistance, we will probably come right to about here. And then if we get past here, we'll test our all-time high. And we need to just look at this as, sorry guys, we need to look at this as just levels. As just levels. And you know, the next place, if we lose this support, we have nothing else holding us down until we get to the 42 level. When is the time between an anchor and a trigger wave invalid? Thomas asks. I wouldn't consider it time. I would consider it looking at, like, let me show you. We're looking at the overall direction of Market Cipher. We're looking at the direction of Market Cipher. We're not really looking for necessarily waves. We're looking for the overall direction. What's happening? Where is the momentum going? Where is the movement going? Is it moving up? If the momentum is consistently moving up, then you can consider basically any green dot a trigger wave. If it's higher than the last one, if money is moving into the asset, if the overall direction of Market Cipher is moving up, it's not as black and white as people want to make it. You have to look at Market Cipher B as a whole. It's like a whole entity that's showing you what has happened and what is happening. It's you're not just looking for green dots. You need to learn how to read this thing as a whole entity. T-Nog, thank you for the kind words, bro. Do I think we'll go back to the 33311? Christopher S wants to know. Possibly. Possibly. I don't think so, but it's possible. Dana Jumper says, Jason, great content from you. I'm really thankful watching this while I'm doing chores, feeding hogs, cows, dogs. You really have added a lot of value. Thank you so much, Dana. I really appreciate that. And I'm glad to hear that you are feeding your animals and that you have animals. What a great thing to have these days, animals. Yes, Christopher, the weekly is looking pretty bearish. Wow, what is up with this chart? This is the most disgusting looking chart I've ever seen. Ugh. Let me get back to some naked chart here, guys. This is the 3-day looking pretty bearish. Let's go to the 1 week. Oof. Oh my goodness. It's looking pretty bad, guys. Looking pretty bad. But hey, we still have 2 days left. Uh-oh, they're weekend days. That's never a good thing. Weekends are never really that good for crypto. But let's pull out our good old 21 EMA here. You know, the reality is, guys, I wouldn't consider us in a bear market until we close below this 21 EMA, and we have a ways to go. And if we look at what happened back in January, we had on the weekly, right? We had about a 30.54% correction, and now here we are in February. That's how you say it in my country, February. February. We've only had a 23-24% correction. So we could drop down another 4% from where we're at to the 42K level. And it would just be a repeat of what happened last time, except it's happening on a bigger scale. So we had this, and then we have this, and then we would have this. And once we get to that $100,000 level, we might come back down and like test the $60,000 level again, and we could be off to the races. I expect this bull market to go until like the late summer, to be honest with y'all. That's just me. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Oh, Christopher, I got you. Well, I think you're pretty safe. I really do. Kenneth Ogden, yep, that's exactly what I'm expecting, man. I'm expecting us to basically, I talked about this earlier in the stream, but we have this, right? And then we have like our little bull flag right here, our area of consolidation where we had tons of time to make awesome trades. And then look at this, boom, move the bull flag, hit our target. Now we're going to start to form another flag here, consolidation for some time. And then I really think our next target is probably like the $80,000 level thereabouts. That's really what I do think. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really do appreciate it. These live streams are getting good. OGGH, should you buy now or wait? Are you long-term hodling? Yeah, Peter D. Always buy Bitcoin. AJ, thank you. Love from India. I give you my love back from America. When will F2 stop dumping Bitcoins? Bing, Bing, Bing wants to know. I don't know. Yes, brewery, CV, February. Like brewery, yep. A nice IPA. F2, I don't even know if they're dumping, guys. I mean, every time we get these dumps and pumps that are allegedly from F2 and Elon Musk's tweets, it's like something that Market Cipher had already predicted. It's like if we just looked at the charts and did our TA and didn't know anything about the news, didn't know anything about F2, didn't know anything about Elon Musk, we would still be making these trades long and short based on just what Market Cipher is saying. So, regardless of whether or not that's actually happening, I honestly have no idea. But I wouldn't be concerned about it. I would not be concerned about it. Yeah, I know that they dumped their 350 coins, but is that what's causing the market to move? I don't know. News from above. Well, I can make it 10% lower for you guys. I have a 10% I have a 10% discount code for Market Cipher that CryptoFace hooked me up with. Oh wait, this is my live video. I'm watching my live video. Uh-oh. Now let me come here and give you guys a a coupon code you can use to get 10% off Market Cipher. CryptoFace gave this to me. He came in my live stream. It's pretty nice of him. Here we go. Oh, but you have to it'll work only if you use my affiliate link, because it's special for my account. So here, let me give you the link and the coupon code in the chat here. Guys, I'm gonna have to head out soon. I have to head out. But if anybody wants to reach out to me, you can email me here. Hit me up. If anybody wants to do one-on-one coaching, I do offer that. I've been offering that now. Slots are filling up quick, guys, to be honest with you, but I am offering one-on-one coaching. If you are interested, hit me up at that email. OGGH, you're not disturbing me. You want to buy $10,000 holding for long term. This is not financial advice. You will lose all your money if you listen to me. However, if I were you, I would do it. Amar, email me. We can discuss that in the email. How did I discover Wolfpack? Tutor wants to know. I found Wolfpack when I was looking at creating an algorithm to trade Forex. And I had all these indicators I was testing and back testing. And that's how I came across Wolfpack. I don't know what exactly it does. Eric B is right, guys. If you're going to use the 10% Market Cipher code to get 10% off, you have to type it in. You can't just copy and paste it. You have to type it in. Future of XRP, I'm bearish on it, to be honest with you. All right, guys. I'm going to have to head out. I love all of you. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I really do. If anyone has any questions, if you have any questions, if you need clarification, like send me an email, comment on a video. Email is better, guys, because it's hard to find the comments. I'll do my best to answer your questions, especially if it has to do with Market Cipher and all that. Am I in any shorts right now? I am currently not in a short right now. I am not in any long-term swing trade. I am just doing little scalps here and there. I don't want to end up with my shorts around my ankles. You know, that would be embarrassing. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Love all of you. God bless.